Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Dead Men Tales, our 7th Sea Chronicle here on the channel. My name is Reverend Sarkhan. I'll be your storyteller this evening. And last we left off with our group, we had a special one-on-one session with a clandestine little storyline with Angel that unfortunately we will never get to see what happens. We've had a lot happen to our group in the interim since we've been gone. And we're going to pick up right where we left off with Frecky and May. Hello, everyone. It's good to see you again.
Hello.
So you are, we left off with you guys kind of meandering towards the dock quarter to try and look for Angel. You saw him in the distance as he saw you, and there's a moment where as you see him kind of come down into the crowd, there is a gasp, and then everyone disperses around the area where you last saw him. He is nowhere to be found.
Like nowhere, like literally walks down.
Like
1 second he's
you
down,
saw him
next
step
second he's
down
gone.
from whatever box he was on, and as the crowd parted, he vanished.
I mean, first thing I'm going to do is walk over to that area and look around, see if, just like, wait.
There is a pewter skeletal hand holding a rose that people are backing away from, and it smells of sulfur.
Ooh. I reach over. I'm like,
you're the one to do that.
Is the
warm.
rose? It's warm?
It's warm to the touch.
And what about the rose? Is the rose look like it's dead, wilted?
No, it's beautifully in bloom.
May! Hey, May!
You're not
Hey,
bright,
you guys!
And I literally lift up the hand. I'm like, look what I found.
What you doing, you dumb cough?
It is pewter, so when you squeeze, you notice that some of the fingers that weren't completely closed, click closed. So the bottom two, the pinky and the ring finger, kind of click to a closure.
And I start walking towards her with it. I'm like,
She's standing right next to you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're standing right next to me?
Yeah.
Goes,
I'm like right here.
So, and I go to hand it to her. I go to hand it to
small.
her. Here you go. It's not hot. It's a little warm, but it's not like. No. Oh, I wasn't supposed to touch it, was I? I drop it. I'm just like, eh.
It clatters on the cobblestone.
So many words and so many languages I could just say right now. Because you were the impulsive child in your family, were you not?
I mean, look, I'm sorry, but Angel literally came down off of his box, and then this is all that's left. I imagine this was something. Have you ever seen this before?
Storyteller.
You have, in fact, seen this before.
Pray tell.
This is a Hexen curse.
Oh, I touched it.
You sure did. This is how some Hexen have gotten rid of opposing voices and people who have found themselves on the wrong side of a Hexenwerker.
She'll actually pull out her old black shawl and hand it to him and go, I want you to take this and put the object in it and wrap it around. Yeah?
Okay, I think that's simple enough.
Oh,
I grab it I grab it and I wrap it. I take my hand out and I wrap it.
Yeah.
Like,
you take more care this time around with it. You're not as as much of a bull in this china shop when you pick it up and start to wrap it. And you notice that the second the black cloth touches it, it almost looks like it's sucking in the color, almost like what you do when you drop bleach on a colored fabric. Like you know how it starts to eat the color and just evaporate it. That's what it starts to do to the black cloth. Wherever the cloth touches the pewter, it has its color sucked into it.
I just continue to wrap it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep.
No.
All we can do sometimes, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't see it, it's fine. If I don't see it, keep going. Keep going. Okay, but what do we do with this now?
She pulls out from her bag, another bag, and says, "Put it in here."
Toss it in.
She'll close it up, gently put it away from all of her other shit in like the furthest part of this bag she's got, because we got the bag of holding apparently.
The purses have always been a mystery to me, so I believe that they are bigger on the inside.
You are correct.
Oh, it's a TARDIS.
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
The shit I've seen pulled from a regular purse, bro, I believe it. Physics has no ground in a purse.
But as I'm doing all that, as I'm wrapping it, put it into the bag that she brings out, I'm still trying to figure out, like, I know magic exists, but this is really this is a little ridiculous. Like he was literally here, literally not, and then this thing is here.
Yeah.
Do you know exactly what this is?
Storyteller.
It's a Hexen work. It's a Hexen curse.
Do I need to roll it, or
if you would like to turn this into a dramatic sequence, we can.
Oh,
I
shit.
wouldn't say dramatic. I just want a little.
There's two sequences. There's either a dramatic sequence or an action sequence. I don't see this starting as an action sequence.
Unless the hand starts attacking us, then yes, I understand.
So with a dramatic sequence, you only get the one roll. So you have to choose your approach to the scene very carefully. We're going to treat it like an investigation, like a little crime scene kind of thing. I could definitely see either notice, scholarship, maybe empathy, or intimidate if you're gonna or tempt if you're gonna go through the crowd. But I think for sure notice or scholarship, as far as the actual area is concerned, is going to be the skills that I think are going to cover the sequence. If you're going to do crowd work, it's probably going to be either convince, empathy, intimidate, or tempt.
You think I'd do notice, and can I do wit?
Well, traits, I'll let you choose which one you want to kind of come into. But if you want to do wits and notice, that's perfectly fine for your approach.
Can we separate?
Yeah, of course.
We can do separate. Yeah, because I would probably want to do crowd, because that's usually, I'm looking at it as he didn't do this to himself, so obviously there's something, and there's got to be something left over. They can't in my travels, there's no such thing as a perfect crime, so there's got to be something.
Okay,
at least something.
So you're gonna do crowd work. So I'm probably gonna say that's gonna be panache.
Oh, my lowest one. Nice.
What skill are you gonna use though to pair it up with?
Yes, I don't know, because intimidate. I'm not trying to. All of a sudden, all these crowds of people that love me, all of a sudden are like, "Why the fuck is this guy yelling at me?" So probably not that. I guess.
I mean, you're near the docks, so a lot of the people here did not see you fight Gigi the bear.
Okay, so intimidate. Then I'll use intimidate and panache then.
You're easily a foot taller than everybody here on the average.
Yeah.
Right, so you're gonna roll 5 dice. What did May choose to roll?
Wits and
Notice.
notice.
Okay,
Yeah.
so also 5 dice. Excellent.
Yep.
All right, so you're gonna roll your dice, and you're gonna
Yep.
separate every set of 10 as a what's it called? As a risk, or a raise rather. This is a risky endeavor that you're setting yourselves into.
24. Oh, I got 30 exactly, so 3.
Yeah,
When you get zeros, is that an auto 10?
it is not an auto 10.
Okay.
It is
Just
10. It counts as 10.
okay.
But there may have 3 in her notice.
I have a 3 in wits.
Oh no. No, if you had a 3 in notice, you could have re-rolled 10s.
Okay.
You can't explode a skill.
Got you. I have a question for you. I've got a 12 in one, and I've got a 9 in another. So could I take one of the points from the 12 to make another 10?
So you
And the
have,
other,
how do you have 12 and 1?
I have 2 sixes, 12,
Oh, okay.
and then I've got a 9, a 6, and a 3.
Okay. So no. The dice totals are what we're trying to make the 10s out of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I'd ask if we could carry over.
So you don't have
Uh,
21. You don't have 2 raises. You have 1 raise and 1 that you couldn't make possible. You've got 1 raise, and Frecky, you said you got 3?
Yeah, I got 30 in total out of the 5 roll.
Well, how many sets of 10s did you get? Not the total.
Oh,
You're looking for sets of 10.
sorry.
Yeah,
So
I've
it's
got
2 7.
two sets. I got 12 and a 0.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. Okay. So it's 2 7s,
Okay, so that's 1 set of 10.
6 and a 5.
That's 2 sets of 10.
So
That's an 11.
yeah. And then the other one's wait, hold on. Yeah, the other one's a 3. So
Okay.
no. I was just trying. I guess we can't add them up. Forget
No,
it.
no.
Forget it.
This isn't Star
Forget it.
Wars.
Damn it!
Yeah, I know. I really enjoy the system though. This is a good
My lightsaber out.
this is a good kind of
Okay, so I got 2 raises. Okay, cool.
okay.
I mean, that's
So
fine.
So
Yeah.
do you still have the 1
Same.
raise, or do you have 2? May.
Well, I have the 0 for 1, and then
Okay.
I've got the double 6, which is 12.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so you do have 2 raises.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I've got the 9. So
Yeah.
yeah, carry it. Got you.
Yeah. So you both have 2 raises, so there's nobody that really starts us off. So between the 2 of you, who would like to resolve their raises first?
I'll let him go first because he's wandering around yelling and shouting at people. It'll be entertaining. Why not?
Of course. So Frecky, how are you approaching the crowd? Because the moment they see you, like they start to step away from you.
I if I have my shield out, which I don't, because I usually keep it hidden underneath.
Yeah.
The jacket. So I'm just looking around and go, just I'm surveying people just to see. I'm trying to look for people. I'm trying to look for somebody that's not paying attention to me, and if that's the case during all of this, I'm trying to look for tells of people that are acting out of the ordinary. In other words, normally in a situation like this, you would be frantically running around, or because I'm there, your eyes would be on me. I'm looking for somebody that's not doing either of those.
None of that comes across your approach. Your initial approach, rather. If that's something you'd like to switch to, though, it will cost you 1 of your raises.
What do you mean to switch to? Like, because like I'm starting out as just
Yeah, because
in
you described your approach wanting to use intimidation to kind of grab information out of the crowd.
And I got it.
And now you're describing a lot of notice work where you're kind of like looking for things instead, and that would have been a much different role entirely. So if you'd like to switch gears, that would cost you one of your raises.
Okay. Never mind. I'm gonna then take out the shield, bang against the shield. I go, "Who's seen this?" You go, "Who's seen this happen? Who dropped?" And I literally like, "Who dropped this? Who dropped this metal hand with a rose?"
Hands start pointing at different people, and there's 24 people pointing at 24 different targets.
Okay.
And then everybody starts yelling at each other.
That's not, and that God damn it!
All you hear is Castillean, just language, because you don't know Castillean.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of Castillean Spanish being thrown back and forth.
And what's the common language?
Old Thayan.
The Old Thayan.
Yeah. So even May doesn't have Castilian. Excellent.
I slam the shield. I slam it to give like an actual booming like red, and trying to get everyone's attention back on me.
All right, that'll cost you one of your raises to get their attention.
That's fine.
Everybody stops.
I understand this is a sensitive situation, and there are a lot of different things going on. I don't use variables. I don't know that word. So, I just need to know. I just need to know what direction was the person that because this person is no longer here. If anybody has seen where he went to, please take me to the direction of where that is.
One of the gentlemen, you see, steps forward, but not willingly steps forward. Like somebody pushes him forward, and he kind of looks back. He clears his throat as he looks up at you. Senor, please, if any foul doing has happened here, you're going to have to look in the what is?
Yeah, be very careful which name you use in this.
Mm-hmm. No, he's very much not gonna name the Vesten. Let me just look at the map real quick. There you are, Montague. Remembered. If you're going to look for any wrongdoing here, you have to go look and talk to the Montanians. Like, they are nefarious peoples.
So you're telling me you have not seen anything then?
I saw a man standing there, sir, with a woman, and then neither one of them was there.
What woman? What did the woman look like?
Did you not see her, senor?
I slammed the shield one more time.
Everybody takes a step back. He tries to take a step back, and he is met by an arm extended that just holds him in place. You seem just no, déjame pasar.
I put my hand on his shoulder, and I go, look. What did the lady look like? If I could just have some kind of description, please.
It's very faint. But he feels like he is shaking the moment you put your hand on top of him.
Of course.
And he goes, Senor,
hold me in, please.
Sir, the lady in question, very pretty, maybe, perhaps.
Auburn, sun-kissed hair, auburn hair. Light eyes, dark eyes. What clothing was she wearing?
Very light hair, almost the color of the sand on the beach. Frail looking, perhaps. But I remember a bruise on her eye.
Well, that's actually, you buried the lead on that one. Bruise on her eye. Like I stop for a moment and I actually look around and I realize, this is very counterintuitive to what I'm actually wanting to do. Yeah. I kind of escalated this outside of.
I mean, you've given May a bunch of room to work with.
So I I go from the shoulder and I pat him on the head, and I say, "Thank you." And I turn towards May, and I'm like, to see if wanting to go to her to see if she's gotten anything on her end.
Sure. So May went with wit and notice. So what is May doing during this dramatic sequence? What are you looking for? What are you hoping to find? What are you hoping to notice?
She will gently unwrap the hand, start looking at it, finding out if there's anything. She has her books. She's pulling out her books really quickly, trying. She's not touching the hand. There's the cloth. Yeah. So she's kind of flipping through to, and she's kind of going off into like somewhat of a corner to slightly hide while Frankie is making this scene and everyone's watching him. She's kind of going quietly and kind of researching as fast as she can.
Okay. Every time that you find like a little pocket to kind of slither into and have a quiet moment, there is a bang on wood and everybody shifts and the circle gets bigger and then everybody kind of moves around you and you start to see yourself on the periphery of this circle and you end up having to move again. It happens 3 times in total, and by the third time people are so far away from Frecky now that whoever is still in the circle is kind of just there to see what happens to the person that he has his hand on. Everybody else has fucked off. They are finding ways to not be there anymore. So it takes a moment for you to find a quiet spot. Once you do, you can see that there is this almost aura on the pewter hand. It feels cold around it, but the closer you get to the metal itself, the warmer it feels. It's a very weird juxtaposition.
Okay.
In your book, in one of the books, you'll come across a similar object drawn out for you. It's the same kind of hand, but the hand in the drawing doesn't have anything in it, whereas the one that you have has a rose. Every hand is created by imprisoning uh, the target's soul. So there has to be a target, and there has to be a pewter hand already made to house the soul. These are not molds that can be easily made either. These have to be crafted.
Okay. So she has to think that how does she know? How would she discover or try to discover if Engel's soul is in the hand?
The With the use of one of the raises, you will be able to use what you've learned of the hand, what Frecky has told you, and the aura that you're sensing off of it to kind of use the information that you've gathered from your familial note takings and information that has been passed down. If there was no soul in the hand, the pewter would not feel warm to the touch. It would feel like regular metal. Feel cold.
So she can determine that Engel's soul's in this hand.
It's an easy leap.
What happened to the body? Does it say that?
It does
Does
not.
it say any?
There is a warning that if this ever happens to anyone close to you, that the finding the body is imperative, because without it, the soul would be forever lost to the pewter or the curse itself. And if freed without the body, then they are damned to an existence as a ghost.
Okay. Got it. And she'll start looking. Not exactly around the docks because she's assuming they're moving. Any way she could determine what way they were going to go?
They looked, like Angel looked like he was talking to somebody, but he was looking in your direction, and he motioned towards the two of you as he looked down at whoever he was talking to, and then as he jumped down into the crowd, you lost him. And it wasn't even a moment later that the crowd kind of gasped and separated.
I knew that he had to go to the one place. Did he come back and tell us he had to go to an event? Did he tell us where the event was going to be?
He did not.
Shit. Scheiße, Angel, you had only one stupid job. I swear. All right.
Good job, man.
One day, seriously. Okay, she'll go back over to Frankie and see what he's done.
He's
Oh,
he's had one person almost piss himself, and there's a small group of men who are like holding each other at arm's length, and all it's a little train of like courage, as best as possible, just holding this one man in front of Frecky. But the moment he just kind of like puts his big hand on the guy's face and just kind of thanks him for his time, the guy nearly faints, and everybody just very, very much like an accordion, just kind of like collapses into each other, and they're just pulled out of the scene.
oh, that's very odd.
Like I said, you're a
That's good.
foot taller than everybody.
I know, but that's a very strange culture. It's like just all right, okay, bye. I'm just like bye. And I turn over back
Yep.
to May, and I'm like, May, okay, so all right, so we're looking for a woman with light hair. She looks very frail and has a bruise on her eye, which is probably something we need to find. We need to find her soon because that bruise may not be there, but if we wait too long.
We need to find a ASAP.
Yes.
She has Engel.
Okay. Yep. Did you
The
find
hand,
anything?
the hand has Engel's soul in it. We need to get the Engel to give him his soul back. Otherwise, he turns into a ghost.
Mm. How long do we have?
Not a lot of time.
Okay. Did does does your book tell you where we can? How were you able to find? Where do you have a direction? They didn't. Nobody knows anything here. But it's just like
But that's because you have to remember what he told you before he disappeared. Where was he going? Where do the cell swords go? On his way, then he had a meeting that night. He didn't tell us where he was having the meeting, but he did tell us where he was associated with. So we go to the cell swords, we ask what happened, or ask if they've seen him, and gently find one person, preferably the leader, to quietly tell them, quietly, Frankie, this is not like, wrestling a bear. Quietly tell them what is going on and see if he can help us, yeah?
I take a step back. I'm like, May, I understand. We just met, but quiet is probably something I can't do. So I'm going to follow your lead on this. But yes, I think that's the best lead we got is where he went with the as far as where the cell swords go. So I'm all for it. But we gotta I'm already I'm just like, all right, we gotta go. This sounds like an adventure, so we need to do this now.
You hear a woman scream and call for the guards.
What?
That's cool.
Wasn't me.
No, it's about a block down.
No, I say that out loud. I go,
Yeah.
it wasn't me.
No, she'll just kind of like, let's go, and she'll head the way that the screaming happened because screaming apparently follows us everywhere.
You arrive just as the guards arrive as well, and a woman just talking a mile a minute, just pointing. There is what looks to be a body in an alleyway, feminine, and blood puddled around her midsection.
Scheiße.
Are we able to see the face?
No, she's face down.
Hmm.
But there is a wild mop of kind of sandy blonde hair on the head.
Was that the kind of hair?
Like sand, yes. I have a feeling that she's gonna have a bruise on her eye.
I think she has more than a bruise.
Oh, yes, but I think that what I mean is, so what I'm looking for, dead end is what is. I think this is whatever I found is not gonna help us anymore.
She's dead, and her
she
end is in the air.
She's literally in an alley that goes nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's very apropos for dead end. But yes, I think we need to get out of here.
One of the guards pulls the witness to the side and starts talking to them. The other one turns her around, and you notice that there is this large kind of crescent shape of a disembowelment in her stomach. But because you still have your raises from your dramatic scene, May, you could use your second raise to notice that there are 3 little claw marks down one side of her face.
Is there a I'm going to use the modern vernacular. Are there any fire escapes or anything that could climb up to the top of like a roof?
There are no easy routes to the roof. In the alley, it looks like just this kind of mess of barrels and crates that might have been an easy wall to hide the act. But you could vault if you were strong enough or tall enough. You could use the strewn remnant of this mess to kind of vault yourself up onto a ceiling, onto a roof if you wanted to.
Can I assist in that?
Sure. Let's do it.
Nope.
Finesse and athletics?
No, there's no roll. You're there. Nobody's. The guards kind of look up and ask you what you're doing as you walk by them. But if you're not trying to tamper with the crime scene, they won't
No touchy.
press the matter further.
Yeah, she won't touch it at all. She'll just go picking up her skirts, running, and going to vault.
Yeah. It looks like they're about to say something, and then they notice brekkie, and then they think otherwise of the situation. But you guys climb onto the roof.
Oh, I got there too. All right, this is interesting.
Sure.
And she'll start looking over and looking ahead and looking around.
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Mm.
It looks like a clear, kind of temperate day. There's a few clouds spattered around the blue of the sky above you. It looks like there is a storm coming in from the east. Looks gray. Dark.
Where's the tree line?
Is there a tree line?
For a while. Said he's on the beach.
Scheiße.
Would we be able to see, because this is an alleyway and I imagine these alleyways are all connected with each other. Would we be able, if we focused on the alleyway, to see if there's any movement done through there where there aren't people or a very scarce amount of people? Maybe that,
You
yeah,
you try to kind of scan the alleys in between the major streets, the major thoroughfares here and there, especially the ones connected to this alley. But there's nothing that looks out of the ordinary. People will use the cross streets here and there. Nothing looks like it's running away from you or running towards you. It's business as usual.
okay. I mean, I don't think we're gonna find anything here, May. This this all looks the same to me from up here. Yeah, I'm not happy with this either, but I think that we need to go back to the original plan, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if we had any kind of lead, I would be one to snuff out whatever
Yeah,
creature that was.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
uh, I'm
Yeah,
shimmying down. Yes. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
shimmying. Well, actually, would it be faster just to jump from roof? Never mind. And I just go and I
She
just
just
bring.
jumps. She doesn't care. It's just go.
Yeah.
She's pissed. Go.
There's a cat that just kind of meows out of surprise as both of you come crashing down near where it was licking itself, and then it
Meow.
just shoots off.
Mhm.
She'll just head to the cell swords as quickly as she can.
Let's
Yep.
go.
It's not too hard to find a sellsword office near the docks. You'll see that there is a boisterous-looking gentleman, smile lines, kind of like crow's feet on either side of his face from his eyes. And just as you come in, he holds his hands out wide. Good day, good day. It's good to see you. Hey, ¿cómo están? How can I be of service?
Good. Do you may I speak to your I hate to say this, manager?
You are doing that
Did you-
exactly.
Oh, good. There is a friend of mine who was coming here yesterday or the day before, and to make sure that he was signed up
Oh,
to make sure he can find work.
pulls out a book from underneath the little kind of countertop that he's at. Do you have a name for this gentleman?
Yeah, Engel, and then she'll say his last name in this botched up German way because, yeah.
And he looks at you for a moment, and then he takes out a small piece of paper and a pen, like a little quill, and he hands it to you. He's like, just to be safe, I think, so nothing is lost in translation. Perhaps you should write it down.
Oh, sure. and she will take it and very slowly write his name in in the more common tongue.
And he does look at it. He's like, oh, yeah. See, I would have never thought it started with an A the way that you pronounced it.
Sorry, I'm using it translation.
Yeah, of course. Angel Aranda. No, I have no name for this gentleman.
I thought he was one. He said Junie doesn't remember the exact wording of what order he was, but she knew he was in an order. Yes,
He was
I
trying
thought this was.
to get into an order.
Oh, I thought this was disorder. I thought he was a part of it.
Oh, no. Senora, please. You are looking for the church. I believe that there is representation here, and he quickly sketches out like a little map to a church and a graveyard. Go there. I believe that this is where the Knights of the Rose and Cross have representation.
Oh, okay, dankeschön.
Thank you. Try not to hit my head on the way out. Let's go.
Mhm.
Duck.
Right?
Sure. Just make sure if you need anyone, just start screaming. She'll head there.
Correct. You get there, and there's a few gentlemen sitting outside, and the rose that they have on their tabard looks exactly like the rose that's intertwined in the hand.
Scheiße.
I look at May and I go. I just pointing at, like, literally just. I'm not making it. I'm not trying to hide it.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing.
Yeah. I
Yes. Talk to him now. Yes.
yeah, it's too early to drink. Need some schnapps.
Wait. It's too early. When
Just let's go in to talk to the person, okay? My God.
Good morrow. I just start walking in.
One of the
Good
guards
morrow,
steps forward. Hello. Good. It's very nice to meet you. What is
Guten
your
Tag.
business here?
I wanted to speak to the leadership. My friend is missing, and he came here last, and we wanted to see if they knew where he went.
Yes.
Oh,
He is one of your order.
this is a big claim, my friend. Let
He
me
was
see.
Here, he was here yesterday.
And he goes over to the other guard and he tells him something in Castillean, and he steps into the church. After a few minutes, he returns. He motions to the two of you, and you see a third gentleman, come out. Thin, muscular, a little bit of a long face. He has no hair on top, but he does have that little kind of donut of grain, black hair, the short, trimmed, gray kind of strip of a beard, and mustache, and very cold blue eyes, and he has this small scar that starts like almost a little bit inside of his eye and comes down right above where his mouth would normally meet it. But you see him click his heels together and he bows at the two of you. My associate has told me that you have a member of our order that has gone missing. Please.
Yeah.
Let us step inside.
Dankeschön.
He takes you into a small room. My name is Grigori. I am a member of the Order of the Rose and Cross. How may I help you?
Our friend?
Who is this associate?
Angle, insert last name here. He was here yesterday, from what I understood, and he had to go to a meeting last night. Well, very strange. You're from Eisen, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. The reason why I say this is strange even for me. He was seeing us, and he dropped down from a box that he was standing on, and then he was whisked away, and they put their hand with a rose on it, appeared on the floor, on the ground. And then we were told that he had a female companion who literally was just found, not even 2 moments, maybe 3 moments ago, in an alleyway, killed. If you know anything about curses, my friend, we have very few moments to, shall we say, get his soul back into his body.
I forgive Fräulein. I have left.
Frau, mein Fräulein.
I have left that world behind.
That world is here right now.
Your friend is not a member of this order.
But he was.
To be transparent, he approached looking for acceptance, looking for initiation into the order. However, he never returned from his mission.
That's why he had disappeared right in front of our eyes. And this is where the last time he came, and this is where I thought he would go.
This is what I am trying to say, Frau. From the moment he left here to the moment that you saw him, whatever happened to him after his desire to join the order.
Scheiße.
If you don't mind me asking, what was his mission?
It was not chosen, or how I say, a ordered mission. It was suggested that should he bring us information about the members that hold power within the Inquisition, that we could use that as a key to opening the door to allow him entrance to the order.
Okay. Did he happen to say a lead? Possibly where he was going for this?
He did not. I apologize.
People keep saying that.
Yeah. Okay.
Feel like taking the hand out. Feel like taking the hand out of the wrap, whatever the wrapping is. I'm like,
she'll gauge him for a moment if he even wants to say it. If the guy's like, nah.
The guy looks like he might have seen 8 or 9 years in Eisen before his family left. He doesn't know the horrors that May knows.
Yeah, well. Dankeschön, thank you for your time.
Of course, I will escort you out. You were taken back to the streets.
Another dead end. This is not good.
Scheiße. I would say stone scheiße, but I see no bulls.
But okay, so with this, with the hand that we have, where does it? You know more than I do, obviously. Where does this magic resonate from originally?
Do you really want a new answer to that question?
Yes, I do.
Eisen.
Okay. Do you know anybody outside? Would you know anybody outside of Eisen that anybody that doesn't come from Eisen use something like this?
Storyteller.
No. Magic is very regional. Uh, Hexen work only never really comes naturally to Eisen. A Castillean could never work Hexen the way an Eisen does, and Eisen could never master the art of Portis that the Vodachi claim to have. It's very
Yeah,
finicky that way.
I can't work your magic. I mean, my aunt can, my mother could, but I can't do it. My mother couldn't do Eisen magic.
I'm trying to recall if there is a section in the area where we're at now that has a group of Eisen.
There's a
Yes.
small contingent
Yeah.
of Eisen in the city.
No.
What do you mean no? Where else are we gonna go?
Why do you think I look like this and not in black with the gray hair anymore?
Sorry, it's going like this. It's going right over me. I don't know.
I went to the Eisen section. I introduced myself. I used my last name. And let's say I was gently told to leave.
Okay, well then maybe we can gently nudge this hex into their face to get some answers, because this is the only way. I don't see, unless we were gonna go straight to the source, which would mean
You want
going
to
to
go to
Eisen.
Eisen?
I mean, this place is closer than Eisen. I'm just saying.
The only one that knew my name, well, the last name I gave was the woman who was in the apothecary. If you want to go talk and ask, I will let you lead. I will translate if they talk behind you. I'll be
Yes,
the quiet one.
I would be very appreciative if you tell me what they're saying, because the- like, I don't know about you. You don't know anything that these guys were saying the whole time we were here. These Castilianos. It's gonna say it like that, Castilianos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't speak Castilian, no.
So
I do
yeah,
speak
okay.
pretty much every other language except Castilian and two others. Betray. I'm not sure.
I will. I just I dust myself off. Well, since I'm there, I might as well go see Giggy as well. So let's do this. So I'm gonna go.
Okay. You walk in from a very different direction into the Eisen quarter after asking around. And you do see that there is not a petting zoo by any stretch of the imagination, but there is this pen, very much like the precursor to Jurassic Park. There's a little walkway around it. Very small, not adult, and not
Okay.
adult bearing. It's for children to kind of walk around and see into the enclosure where they keep Giggy.
Mm-hmm.
And every so often you'll see him like stand up at his full height, and he'll give out this kind of sniff snort of a roar. And the little kids that are currently on the ride will giggle, or some will scream and rush off to the end of the crescent that lets them out.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but he does smell you, and you see him lumber over to the edge of the enclosure. And as he puts his big, massive paws against it, you see the whole thing shake. And one of the little kids just grabs the railing and just starts crying.
Yeah. I lean in and I go, Bjorn. It's good to see you, Giggy. good to see you. Like I can see that he's just like he's old. He's an older bear, obviously.
Yeah.
He's just. I still owe you a drink, sir. That was I'm still like I start touching the sides like it's very tender still. I'm like, you put up a good fight. I can't.
And he puts his big massive paw on top of your head. Ah!
And just right under his jowls, I'm like, yes, it's good to see you. You're. I don't know how I got to the pen. I was trying to get to the apothecary, but I'm happy that I'm here now.
Yeah, and the owner comes out about to yell at you, and then he sees that it's you, and then his face lights up, and he just kind of like comes over, shakes your hand again, and then grabs a stick and starts prodding the kid to keep moving.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, I was like, if he prods the bear, I swear to God.
No. It looks like he was about to yell at you, to try and appease the kid, but the second that he saw you, he was like, "No, fuck this kid. Stop crying. Go cry somewhere else."
It's so good to see you. How's everything been since the last time I saw you?
It has only been a couple of days. It's not that terrible. Gigi is recovered pretty well.
That's good. I wanted to ask, are you a resident here, or are you just passing through? Are you going back to your home country?
This is my summer home. I come here, spend half the year here, spend half the year back at home. It's good for Gigi to remember the scent of the Black Forest.
And for an old bear, he really did put up a fight, and I'm honored to have. No, that's a word that I do not know, but yes, I imagine that means. I've always wondered, he's old. How is he towards the twilight of his life at this point?
Oh no, Gigi still has a good 5 years in him, and he bends down and grabs a watermelon and throws it over the wall into the enclosure, and you hear just the happy grunts of Gigi kind of rolling the watermelon around until he crushes it.
Oh my God!
Starts to eat it. He literally gets up and just brings both his front paws down and trying to crush it.
I'm surprised that May's allowing this to continue, because I'm just gonna stay here until something happens.
This is the game now.
Are you done making love to the bear?
Oh no! This is not the female bear. This is good, strong male bear. Has many heirs.
And he's and this Bjorn's originally from Eisen, correct?
Yeah. Good, strong stock.
You do realize if we go to Eisen, you have many more bears to wrestle. Can we go and find out the things before we lose our friend? Please?
Oh, are you going to Eisen?
Yes, in fact, that's a possibility. Yes.
Oh, here, and he goes into his little office and comes out with a small parchment. He goes, if you find yourselves in the areas around this, and you see him mark a place near the Black Forest, almost where what the fuck did that say?
Yeah, looking in my notes. What the fuck is that?
Stutsung.
Hold on.
Yeah. How do you spell that?
I'm gonna spell it right now for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Stutsung.
Yeah.
Okay, if
you find yourselves in that area, I have a couple of associates that could help you if you're looking to fight the other bears. And you could let me know what the stock is looking like. I might want to retire Gigi early if there is a good bear.
If you happen to retire Gigi early, I I understand it's like a child of yours, but if
He's a
you
good boy.
it considering that we are on me personally,
Mm.
I'm crossing the sea constantly, and I'm always looking for companionship and always somebody that can fight as what's cantankerously, as you put it.
Yeah, cantankerously, yeah.
Yeah. Um, you know, I know this is hard to say, but what would would you be able to, at any point, want for a trade, so that I could have that Gigi would be with me?
Oh, I, that is a long day away, I think, my friend. And
Hmm.
out of a small hole that is wrapped in leather, you just see the snout kind of shoot out, and just that long pink tongue just kind of like flapping, and the little snort of a happy Gigi, and then just like chunks of watermelon, and then it recedes back into the darkness.
Like, I'm all sad because I know that Gigi's not coming with me. But
Yep.
um, if I happen to go to this location by the dark forest, the black forest, as you put it, would they possibly be able to sell or trade
Oh
for some stuff?
yeah. They have good. That is where you might have some fortune, and they might still have one of Gigi's children there.
You're
Oh
talking about the
yes.
Valdor, yeah?
Yeah.
Zung is kind of a tricky place at times.
Oh, he's fine.
You heard him. He's fine. Oh, where is the apothecary?
Oh, let me take you. And he closes up the entryway, and he closes the exit way of, and the kid is still like up there crying, and he goes, I'll be back, don't go anywhere. You're in charge of Gigi until I come back. And he takes you over to the apothecary's little shop, and it smells of just herbs and dried flowers, and there's a coppery sensation that hits the back of your throat and makes you think of blood. Uh,
Hmm.
and as you walk in, you can see that she is actually draining uh, a large kind of Komodo dragon.
Okay.
Just off to the side, there's this large bowl. You can just hear every so often just a couple of drips of the the blood, as it's still kind of almost completely dried out. But
Uh,
she's kept the blood there, and he comes in. I have associates that wish to ask you about your wares. If you are not busy, and she smiles and she goes, "No, it is fine. Yes, this is good." And he pats you on the back. He bows to May, and then he makes his way back down the street, yelling at the kid to stop crying.
when he
Mabel's
does that,
quietly a bit out of the store, so he goes in mostly.
Okay.
well, what I was gonna say is that, considering my large frame, I just make sure to cover.
Mhm.
I stand in between both of them, the shopkeep and maid, to make sure that she doesn't see her. Like, she knows she's there because she hears, you know.
Yep.
But unless she's gonna physically walk around me, she's not gonna be able to really see who May is.
Yep. I get you.
Um, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I see that you're in the middle of something.
Oh, it is quite all right. How can I be of service to you?
Yeah, this is a little, I guess, delicate to say.
Hmm.
And I start reaching. My right hand is reaching back, like putting my putting my palm out,
Hmm.
almost like trying to, you know, signal. Mm, mm.
Subtle.
Like, but while I'm talking, I'm just like, literally.
Yeah.
So, I have this, and I take out the wad of which by at this time, because you're saying that it was sucking the actual color from the fabric.
Mhm.
Is it fully taken over the fabric now? Has it changed
No,
color
no, it
completely?
is just whatever fabric is touching it is where the color is being leached from. So anytime that it's jostled or anything like that, it will siphon off more of the color. But if it's kind of staying in the same pocket, it just creates a little what's the thing that has like the image of Jesus Christ on it, like the Shroud of Turin kind of
Mm.
effect, where just like wherever
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
touching is the only thing that's taking the color off of.
Copy. Okay. Um. So I take this. I take the wad. And I'm holding it out. I'm like, I found this recently. This was in place of one of my associates, somebody that I've been with here, um, in town. And I start peeling it off a little bit just to show, so I don't touch it, but showing the pewter, showing the rose.
Oh, the
I
moment she catches sight of it, she spits on the ground.
Okay, so you know what this is then.
That is cursed item. Yes, I know what this is.
Uh, I don't mean to sound insensitive. I I learned a word, insensitive. Okay, so I don't mean to be rude. I just want to know if I imagine this is Eisen origin. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is.
Would you be able to know who casted this?
A Hexen cast that
Uh, no, of
cursed
course.
creature.
Would you be able to know in particular how you can find this Hexen that did this?
Oh no, there is no way to tell a Hexen unless they reveal themselves to you.
What again, I apologize for sounding um the word dumb, but is what does a Hexen look like then?
Oh, a Hexen could be anyone, honestly. Mostly women, witches. Uh,
Hmm.
never follow a woman into the forest in Isen.
I get a scrap of paper that I got from where the bears would be,
Hmm.
and I just write that. Don't follow ladies in forest. Okay.
Perfect.
Uh, um. Okay, but so how, how can you tell me a little more about this? It can this be reversed?
Yeah, yeah. There are stories that say that something like this could be reversed. I have never seen something like this reversed. It is not a simple task.
Oh, as you can tell, I'm not a simple guy. So and
It will
obviously I have
require the
this.
blood of the Hexen worker that did this to your friend.
Again, not to sound and not to be rude. Do you know any Hexen, anybody that would be in this area?
There is one. A, a woman came by a few days ago. Uh, from the Dietrich line. He is Hexen.
Oh, can you describe her for me?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And you see her kind of using her hand to show you a height, using her
Hmm.
hands to show you width, and just being like, wearing dark colors and with gray streaks through her hair. Probably one for every curse she has ever laid on the world. Uh,
Is this? Am I starting to connect the dots on the description that he's giving me?
mhm. She is giving you, yeah.
And yeah, she's giving me. Sorry, and I'm just like, "Mm, Did this Hexen? Do you know this Hexen, or did she?
Oh, I know family. Her family is very notorious for cursed work.
Really? And I grabbed the shroud. Is I literally just put it down to my side. Uh, right. So would you happen to have a name?
Oh, just she gave me her family name, and then that was all I needed to hear.
I understand. So I take it there's nothing we can do with this curse other than to find either the person, the Hexen that did this. Would you think if what if we is there anybody here that in this area that could help with this? You would say no, obviously.
With this kind of curse, there is only prayer.
Since this is Eisen or since this originated from uh, magic from Eisen,
Hmm.
uh, I would take it that is there a possibility we can get answers from Eisen?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. I was about to yell out, "All right, man, let's get out of here." I was about to say that for a moment. I was like, "Nope, I'm gonna hold that in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold that in." So I thank you so much for your kindness today.
Oh yeah. I'm glad I could be a help.
This place looks great.
Yeah. Very nice. And she, without even like batting an eye, she just rips open the dragon's kind of stomach and starts pulling things out with her bare hands. You have a good day.
Yeah, I'll leave you to it. I turn around. I'm like, "The fuck out of here! Let's get the fuck out of here!" Uh, yeah. All right. So I learned a lot as we
Yeah.
step outside. I'm like, so
She just keeps walking for a bit.
yeah, uh okay. I guess we'll touch this another time. And I start catching up to her. I'm like, hey, hold up. Okay, so I guess there's no way around it. We're just gonna have to go to Ison.
I would like to also say my family is not notorious for Hexen.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was not, nor my father.
No, no judgment here. I literally come from a family that does that. I have no dog in this race. I have no bear in this race, so to speak. Um, but you do have information that you were able to figure out what this was. So I thank you for that. I think this you. It's actually so I'm looking for it. We actually have an advantage together, considering that you know what this is. Because if you weren't here, I would literally be yelling at people until I got arrested. So, um, I guess the next course of action is to get ourselves a boat to go to Ison.
Why do we have to go to a boat? Aren't we on the? Aren't we on the continent?
You are.
Oh, we
What?
are on the con. Oh, okay, we're
Um,
on the continent. Oh,
yeah.
okay, never mind. So, carriage.
You can
Maybe.
go. You can go by wagon. You can go by boat.
We're in Saint Gustav.
Um, you are in the bottom of the map. You are in the southernmost
Oh,
portion
some,
of Castile.
some
You're in Aldana.
Oh, I don't know.
Aldana.
Oh, okay.
So there's a road up to
Let's play.
Pasiegas,
I
Yeah.
love it.
and then you would have to take a boat up to Soldano, and then you can get back on the road up to Ison.
Is there a faster way to do that? Just to get on a boat now to get to?
And a boat to
Yeah.
Baracino?
You could get it on a boat and go to
I'm more.
Tarago.
I'm more comfortable getting on a boat if that's especially if it's the faster route.
Yeah, Tarago puts you right on the border of Eisen. Then you can take a river anywhere, any of the major cities in Eisen.
That would give us a
Well,
chance to step by San Juan and at least discharge the maid then.
Oh, she's not in San Juan.
Huh?
She's not in San Juan. She's in San Agustin. That's on
Oh.
the completely other side of the map.
oh
Damn it.
yeah, she's fending
Oh,
for
okay.
herself at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, she's gonna be there for a while.
Yeah.
Actually,
Mhm.
maybe we'd send a couple of coins telling her that they're gonna just discharge the place and take that as payment, I guess.
I mean, we do. There's a courier service that would be able to do that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. If you want, we can just we write out that note, leave some coin, send that off to the house in in Augustine, and then hope for the best. Because
Sure could.
All right, so then take a thing to Aldana from Aldana to you want to go to
Tarago?
Tarago?
during that time, I'm still recovering, right?
Yes. So the whole trip, by the time that you get to Tarago, you will be fine.
Okay.
If you go by boat, it's only gonna make a stop at San Cristobal, and then it'll make another stop in San Juan. But otherwise, it is uneventful on the way to Tarago. In Tarago, you will start to see the the blending of the three real influences: the Castilian, the Montanian, and the Eisen, kind of coming together here. Tarago is a huge city of trade. Mostly a river city. It exists on different tiered levels. Some closer to the water, and those that are kind of above peasant are pushed up. But where do you want to go in ice in particular? Because you're still on the border.
May your guess
Do
is as
you
good as
have
mine on this.
a place that you want to go?
We're going to Eisen. She'd go back to her family's house for the moment just to regroup.
Okay.
That's the best thing I could think of at the moment.
Yeah.
Just to go into figure out where the hell.
Has there been any change to the statue at all, to the pewter hand at all?
No.
So it hasn't changed. The flowers, is the flower still like in full bloom? It hasn't wilted, nothing like that, right?
Nothing like that.
Yeah, because I'm starting to think like this is like Beauty and the Beast. As every petal falls, it starts getting closer and closer to the end.
Starts getting closer and closer.
Yeah. Okay. So like, but throughout the trap, like I'm still trying to figure. So technically, his soul is in this thing,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Learning from
you
this.
have about a month of boat travel time, so you guys can find a lot to talk about.
Well, I actually want to start learning about Ison because throughout the travels that I've done, I've never had to cross into Ison.
Mhm.
I mean, they seem like, and like compared to the limited conversation that I've had and interaction with people, they seem like a good bunch. That's what I feel like. I'm just like, yeah, they seem like, they fight. They have
They're
bears.
good
They have bears
people,
as
yeah.
pets.
Yeah, Mark and
I
the Funky
mean,
Bunch.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have I like I would also ask about magic because that's something that I have that I only know very little about. Really,
What
the only
is
thing I know is that
what is May willing to share?
May will actually explain the social system where she's actually from a house of noble.
Mm-hmm.
To explain about her father and her husband and how they were soldiers. Her father was a general.
That
They
actually
were
gets me
actually
very. That actually gets me very excited to know that because I'm like, oh, that you have. That's a very noble family indeed. That is actually. You should be very proud of that. Actually.
Oh, she is. She's extremely proud of her family. That's why she was upset when that woman was besmirching her family.
Mm-hmm.
She then explains that her mother was actually from Vesten, and it was an arranged marriage to unite the two noble families together.
Strong blood, yes.
And she'd explained her marriage was arranged as well. He was actually Eisen, and then she'll go into her family's creed, where basically they helped, the poor. They helped everyone. They were actually they weren't farmers. They were ranchers. So they had a whole bunch of cows, a whole bunch of different animals and such. She doesn't really talk about the night or what happened after that or why she had gray hair. She does touch it up because she still has some of that hump. She will keep up her hair a bit more.
Yep.
Um, but when she gets back into Eisen, she just kind of gets a little bit more quieter, but still is open to as much information as is necessary at the moment. But she doesn't try to hide anything. So if he wants to ask her questions,
I got
she
questions.
will answer.
Okay.
I got questions.
My shocked face is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, well, first question is why would why would the woman in the apothecary think that your family are Hexen?
And I don't know. I know that. Let's just say I learned the ways of the Hexen. I may be Hexen, but the rest of my family was not. I am only because of what has been done to my family. Before that night, I was never.
I can say that from my experience. We are only what we go. We are only what we endure. As Bison, the more you endure, the I guess the more honor you bring to family, especially to your family, and uh, I feel the same. That the epitome of that is actually my mother and I actually start talking about the fact that my mother was a shield maiden, something that uh, I hold a lot, and uh, really the reason why the style of me going into battle or going into a fight is just more of an honor or an homage to my mother, more than anything else.
People
Interesting that.
then go ahead. What?
No, it's okay. And um, I will say that if whether or not you're Hexen, I don't think I wholeheartedly and my whole thing is it's not uh, what you are, it's what you do with it.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
as long as what you have, as long as you're putting in, as long as what you're putting in is not a detriment, to my
When
life, your
you've
life, society's life, my family life. You know, I don't see that
I,
as being a problem.
many people find it bad. They think that we are the monsters. The only reason why I learned the Hexen was to fight the monsters. Fight fire with fire. But you don't say that stuff in polite society, yeah?
Well, we don't talk about monsters where we're going.
Oh, the monsters are there. You don't have to worry about talking about them. You don't talk about the Hexen because you remember what they were saying about the Inquisition?
Yes, I remember something about that. Yes.
Castile and several other countries are very, shall we say, religious. And what I do is not so religious. Do you understand?
Oh, I can understand that. What I do is not very religious either. Haha! And then I start spanking start hitting the shield. But yes,
Let's just say you didn't eat a dead man's tongue to learn the secrets of how he died.
no, I did
I
not
did.
do that. Yes, no, I can say that is not on my list of things that I have done. No,
It's
Yeah.
not a Tuesday for him.
that is not my Tuesday. Tuesday is literally chucking a bear at another bear or a person at another person.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday.
No, that was my
Uh,
Sunday.
and might expect not everybody's family as a whole. I mean, as a whole, we're cohesive, but there are pockets and there are parts of our family that are what's the word I'm looking for? Not as
Tainted?
nice to one another.
The family I knew, we were good together. If there's any other part of my family, I do not know them.
Understood.
Well, I mean, my family is dead. So I'm the only one left.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's right, you don't know. Long story short, because I'm not going to cry,
Mhm.
came
And
home,
I'm whole.
had a party. People went home. People went to bed. Woke up in the middle of the night to screaming. This giant monster knocked me out. I actually did a lot more than knock me out, but I leave out the details. I wake up in Vesten with my aunt and found out my entire family was slaughtered. My husband,
Wow,
my children, my mother, my father, all of my other siblings. Yes, they all did.
that's a lot to process.
Yeah. That's why I, shall we say, stayed in Vesten for several months and then learned how to hexen to get revenge.
Hmm.
And vengeance.
I see that we have something in common, that we've lost loved ones throughout this.
Oh, yeah. Lots.
Yeah,
Hence why my hair was, shall we say, almost white. Well, it was salt and pepper, but you know what I mean.
so when we're going into Eisen now,
Yeah. We're
we're
going
just
to my
going
home.
into. Hmm.
That way, we can sit down, regroup, not have to spend a whole lot of coin, research, and then try to find where this thing is.
Hmm.
I need a place to set up for a moment because we're not going back to St. Augustine.
During this month that we're on this boat, I also want to ask, considering how dumb I felt in the last place we were at, because everybody's just talking outside of the only two languages I really know.
Mhm.
This is kind of new frontier for Freki, because I'm usually just, all right, I either got an escort mission or I got to handle something for these people to give me money. Cool. But this is going a little bit out of my scope, and I'm trying to figure out a way to hone it in. So I actually want to learn some Eisen.
Oh, May will teach you, and while she's teaching you that, she's going to work on her archery, her aiming.
Yeah. So, oh no, I can show you how to throw stuff for sure.
No,
Grab,
not troll.
one.
Aim.
Okay, well, I can help you with aim. At
Good. Run around. Let me see if I can hit you.
least. No, that's what a deckhand's for. And I just grab one of the people on the boat. And I'm just like, stand here.
Nobody wants to get shot at.
I say that to the sadists.
Yeah, it's a little bit over a month from leaving Aldana, getting to Tarago, and taking a river cruise up to uh, the estate and the kind of small village where May is from. When you get to what was this clearly at some point majestic farmland, there is this haunted image that greets you. The house is in worse for wear shape. The grass is overgrown to the point that it reaches up to the bottom of your sternum, Brecky.
Oh, so it's tall.
And it's wild, like kind of like that sharp grass that kind of stings and paper cuts you.
Yeah.
The place looks like it hasn't been lived in some time. Easily. You can hear the rustling of animals as you approach, and they take off. The house is dark. You can see telltale signs of what could have been a large and happy family. There's a husk of a barn off to the side. The door to the house itself looks like it's the top hinge has come off. Slanted slightly to the side. Grass coming up through the porch slats. You can hear something rustle inside. Not human, just kind of like the scampering of something four-legged.
Animals, yeah. Home sweet home?
It's sort of, yeah. Just coming in. There's a door by the door. There is a sword. Just jimmy it up a bit. It'll put the door back and set it upright.
I go ahead and do that. I take off the jacket that I'm wearing, and I put down the shield. Um, so I know that we were talking about regrouping. I imagine you're going to go through. You're going to research what you have here. How much time do you think you would need to do that?
My mother's old books here, and you read Vesten. You
Okay.
read Vesten, yeah?
Oh, that's one of the only few things I can read. Yes. So,
Oh, good. You can read some of my mother's works because I can read Vesten, but I am going to be reading other books. So cutting it in two, yeah. Unless you want to work on the house, because it's only me.
well,
Can only do so much.
actually, I mean, you read my mind. This is, yeah. If I
Look,
don't want to feel like I have to sleep with one eye open, I'm going to. And I'm just like, look, which books here are Vestin?
I would say you always sleep with one eye open here in Eisen. You don't close both.
And in the distance, you do hear a wolf howl.
That.
And then there's the cacophony of the rest of its pack.
I step outside and I actually howl myself.
Of course she would. She'll go in to see whatever dry food's left before she can try and get maybe the courier out here for food because of the money that she has now.
Yeah.
She could at least buy something.
It looks like it's been gotten into. Whatever you might have had has been picked clean. It looks like some of the clothes have also been taken. Whatever hasn't been moth eaten.
Just swears a bit.
It looks like somebody came through looking for stuff to just kind of take to sell. Some of the library's a mess. Books thrown everywhere. Books are missing. Private stuff have been taken. Toys inhumanly enough, have been taken as well. Like scavengers hit this home front, and we're not humane about it.
There's
It
is there
explains
a
why
shed?
there's no servants.
Yeah. Is there a shed?
There's a small room in the barn for utensils. It looks like whatever wasn't broken was stolen, but there is a bottom half of a scythe that could be used to start clearing the grass.
Yeah. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead. If there's also any tools there, got like anything as far as hammer, wedge,
Mm.
pliers, hammer and nails if
Yeah,
possible.
yeah. It's very minimal.
That's fine. I don't need. I'm going to. I've worked with less.
Yeah.
May will just kind of look around, suck it up, try not to cry, and she will just take herself to the village. She's got money. She can buy food.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be cleaning. I'll be clearing this up.
Okay. And so as we find ourselves in a whole new world, and May starts to open the doors to what her past was, and Brecky is left to clean up the overgrowth. I think this is a good point to call it for tonight. So I want to thank you guys for coming back for some 7th C. It's been a while since we touched these characters appropriately. I'm looking forward to coming back to them in November. But before we get into why we got to take another jump, I want to give you guys a chance to kind of tell people where they can find you on the internet if you want to be found. So we'll start with you, Kenny. Frecky, where can people find you and what are you up to on the internet?
Well, you can find me most likely on Instagram or on TikTok, Mr. Underscore, with the underscore in between each word. Through TikTok, you can find Crit or Die, Bears Love Gaming. You besides the drudge of the day of life. I also have a band that I'm part of, Black Cat, Miami alternative rock band. Uh, also, I'm also getting towards the what is it? Getting towards the end of Before the Wedding Starts, which I have in November. I'm excited about that. Special shout out to my parents because apparently they asked why I wasn't on the last time and
Okay.
why they didn't see anything 2 weeks ago. So
Hey,
they actually want to know what's going on with that. So I'm
okay.
surprised.
There you go.
But
Bless
yeah,
the
so
Cortinas.
yeah, so shout out to that. But other than
Yeah.
that, that's pretty much it.
All right. Junie, where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found, and what else are you up to?
I am on the internet.
You are on the internet. You are the
Time.
internet.
I know, right? The
On the
internet
Brute
blew
Squad.
through
You are
me.
the Brute Squad.
We are all the Brute Squad. You guys can find me pretty much on any social media that is out there because I managed to get on it. So yay me. You can find me here when everyone else wants to play a game. Then you can find me on the RPG table. We're starting back on the 7th. I'm killing people. First and foremost, that's always fun. You can find me on Roll Call and also on Mixtaper Studio. And also, I run a Discord server, Play by Post for World of Darkness. So catch me there.
Everywhere.
Catch
Yeah,
these
you
hands.
are on the internet.
You are busy.
Oh.
Don't throw those hands. But yeah, as always, thank you for being a part of this game, and thank you the audience for joining us. We couldn't do this without you. As always, please take care of yourselves. Please know that it is okay to not be okay. But if you need help and you're watching live, there are phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat. They'll be in the description box if you're watching later on YouTube at your leisure. Because there are people out there who want to help you. So just know that if you need to reach out, there are resources out there for you. If you're not in the United States or you don't want to deal with phones and dealing with people face to face, there is a link going up as well. That will also be in the description box. So you can find the resources in the areas that you're closest to, or just links to help you get to the resources that are available out there. Because, some of us have been through some darkness, and some of us are worse for wear, and some of us need that extra hand. And it exists. It's out there. You just need to reach out. And so just know that it is okay to be okay. And if you need help, it is out there for you. As far as the schedule is concerned, we will be taking a break in October for the spooky season. Mondays on the channel are for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Tuesdays are for Werewolf the Wild West or Legend of the Five Rings. And Thursdays are for 7th Sea and Old Gods of Appalachia, which will be starting in November. But there is a mini series that will be happening over at McStabber Studios for Old Gods of Appalachia as I test run the system with them and tell a fantastic ghost story with some of their players. So look forward for that. And as always, you can catch me every Wednesday on their channel as well, playing the lovable scamp that is Agustin de la Cruz, a lovable La Sombra who does nothing wrong.
Me think he protests too much.
No, not at all. I don't protest enough, honestly. But people have opinions that are wrong about him, and that's what we are. But as always, again, thank you guys, and thank you the audience. And be safe out there. We'll see you when we see you. Have a good night, and bye.
Bye.